Paul McGuire Grimes, KSTP, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Rebecca, it is really fantastic talking to you today. I loved this movie and my eyes were just glued to the screen the whole time. I mean, it is really incredible and something really special. So thank you.
Thank you. I love also the films you decided to put behind you. Where's The Greatest Showman? Where's...
Okay, I've got Mission Impossible back here, Dr. Sleep.
Those are some epic movies, man. Can you imagine when you get to put Dune there?
Oh, it will be there. Do not you worry. It is fantastic. And I'm such a big fan of yours. I'm like actually being serious. Like you in Dr. Sleep were like frightening and it was such a great adaptation. So
oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. Now take me back to getting this part. Did you seek it out? And what went through your head when you knew that you'd be working with Denis on such an epic film?
I mean, no, I did not seek it out. I think Denis works quietly. And then all of a sudden I got a phone call from my agent saying, Denis Villeneuve wants to have a conversation with you about the female lead in his next movie. I was like, what?
What? Excuse me?
Can you repeat that? Cancel my day, please. Literally, I did. And then we had a meeting and we just spoke and I heard he's so humble. He's so cool. He's so wonderful. There was nothing forceful about him. It was more, I have this book, but that I've loved since I was 14 and I just want you to be my Jessica, maybe. It was so relaxed. I put the phone down and thought, well, I didn't get that role, but that was fun.
Right. Yeah.
And they call back an hour later or something. And I think it took me until today, looking at him, realizing I've been on this journey.
Yeah. Describe that collaboration then with you. He's got this strong vision, but you as the actor still want to bring what you want to this role. So then how do you match what you want to do with Lady Jessica versus his vision versus Frank Herbert's vision?
Do you know what? I feel like they're so close. And also because when I met Denis, it was he sat down, he walked me through the story. I then read the script. I read the book. I've obviously watched the movie. I hadn't watched the movie. And I didn't study it. I knew that he was going to do it differently, but I wanted some feeling of Lady Jessica that was created so I can create homage. But there was nothing I needed to do. Do you know? It was just there. I didn't go in like the costume fitting for Dr. Sleep and create looks together with the costume designer. It served a purpose. You don't question Jackie. Jackie's vision combined with Denis serves a language. It is a piece of art. The chains that Lady Jessica wears when she enters is symbolism. She's behind chains, but I mean, it's just, don't even get me started.
I mean, every piece of this, whether it's Hans Zimmer's score or Jackie's costumes, it's all art. I mean, it isn't just like Denise, like everyone brought it together so well.
It's like a piece of fabric just woven together brilliantly.
Mm-hmm. When you're making a movie like this, can you envision what that final product is going to look like? Or what went through your head when you actually saw the movie for the first time?
Well, because I'd seen Denis' films already, obviously, many times, there is a language with which he communicates his vision, but not to the point that I can kind of go, oh, this is Denis film. Right. Sicario mixed with Arrival or Blade Runner, they're all very, very different. So I was obviously going for the feeling of Blade Runner, thinking that this is the scope and scale. And that for me was a long movie. And I remember talking to Denis about it because it was beautiful and I liked it, but it was a long movie. And I thought, anything can happen with a movie that you've created. I was at the edge of my seat when I saw it the first time. I mean, there wasn't a moment of relaxation for me. This was, yeah.
What I love what he does is I feel like he asks the viewer to be engaged. Like he doesn't give you everything. It's like you're peering through the frame. You're looking at each shot saying like, what is behind Timmy or what is behind you? Like, what is this scope? Are you someone that's kind of driven by pressure, knowing that this has such a fan base, knowing that there's been other adaptations, or do you kind of put that aside and just do your job?
I really don't think about it. I am, it's my craft. I love acting. I'll mess it up. I will do someone injustice. Someone will hate this Lady Jessica. Someone will love it. I just love the idea that maybe 50% of the viewers will enjoy it. I put down a lot of effort in creating it. But for me, selfishly, I just want to enjoy the ride of making it, to be honest. I cannot put on the cap of caring. It would freak me out. I'd be such a hardcore druggie or institutionalized if I was doing that. I'd be so anxious, constantly popping pills.
Now, you like with the Mission Impossible movies, those are massive projects. And even this is big. Like, how different is doing something like Dune than other projects that you've worked on?
I mean, extremely different. Like Mission is something I've never, ever done before and something I will never, ever do again. Not that I wouldn't. You can't compare it. When you're a part of a Mission movie and shooting these movies, that we are, you cannot compare it and think, oh, I'm going to create something similar to Mission later on in my life. Right. Because the director and the energy that comes with the people you work with, Tom and McHugh work in a certain way and Denny has his own way. That's what I love about this world is I get thrown into working with such creative people and they're all so different. It's just making sure you don't lose yourself in the way.
That's a fascinating angle because you still want to hold on to yourself as you're playing a character, as you're working with other actors, and to make it enjoyable work experience. Yeah. Rebecca, I got the wrap. Thank you so much. This is incredible. I know that people will love this movie, and I've loved your career, and getting to talk to you, it was fantastic. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rebecca. Paul McGuire Grimes, KSTP, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Stellan, it is really great talking to you today. I absolutely loved this movie and my eyes were just glued to the screen the entire time. And you were just fantastic and frightening in all the best kind of ways. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I am fascinated by the whole design and look of your character, the Baron. And I feel like it's very different for you. Do you welcome that kind of challenge? And does a character like this just kind of fall into place when you put on the suit and the prosthetics?
I mean, I'm not an actor just to be myself. I enjoy taking on the characters and escaping from myself, basically. And this is pretty far escape from myself. The physical challenge of it is daunting, but sort of coming up with a way to make this physical presence so strong and to make him at the same time very human. That was the challenge, and that was my aim. And you see, they haven't sort of overdone the prosthetic. My face is still my face, and I can move in it. And I found a way to move that I thought was a little feminine, but soft and nice. And that becomes even more frightening. Right. All those things that makes that goes sort of takes the character away from a cartoon villain, and that makes him one of us, a human being, makes him more frightening.
Yeah. I feel like we don't get a lot of movies like Dune anymore, just the sheer scope of the whole thing. And I know that you've done Marvel and, the Pirates of the Caribbean, but how different was this experience and even some of those projects?
Well, this is not a normal studio production. It's like, in a way, it's like an independent film, but with $165 million in the budget, because it's personal. There's always on the smaller films, there's always an auteur, a director that puts his print on it. It's he is the sender of the message, and it's his tone, and you can feel that. And it's rarely that you can do that in those big films, but. Of course, Christopher Nolan or someone like that. But it's so much Denis, and he is. We are losing what we gained in the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s. The sort of the cinematic storytelling, and he has brought that back. So. We should be really happy. We should try to see it in the cinema, because if we try to give justice, for instance, to Hans Zimmer's music at home, we will be evicted. It's breathtaking, and it should be on full volume.
Oh, his score is a masterpiece. Like, it drives this whole movie. Like, it's a complete work of art in its own right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, because this is a movie that you want to go to the theater and see and just be enthralled in, what are the movies or the actors that you grew up seeing on the big screen that made you love the movies, that made you want to become an actor?
I don't know. I started acting as a child myself, so I already was an actor. But my father used to show me old films on television, you know, and it was everything from The Children of Paradise, you know, the French film from the 40s, to it was, and I saw all the Ealing comedies and of course all the American classics. I became a theater actor. So I wasn't aiming for a film career at all. It just happened. And I'm happy with it now.
Stellan, it was great talk. I got the rap signal, unfortunately. It's great talking to you. I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that Good Will Hunting has just had a lasting impression on me. So thank you for that. And thank you for the talk today. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, my friend. Bye.
You too.